There is less than 24 hours, and the pre-download is available for Arc Raiders on Steam. Seeing that alone filled me with excitement and got me kicking my feet and such. Good morning, afternoon, and bright evenings to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Stingy GD, and I want to say that Embark have been cooking up a banger with this one. Before I delve into my enthusiasm and emotions regarding the game, I would like to provide a brief overview of what Arc Raiders encompasses. Arc Raiders is a multiplayer extraction shooter, and yes, I know what you are thinking. No, I will not make that comparison, because this is far from what you are thinking. You are set in a future Earth that has been devastated by a mysterious mechanized threat known as Arc. Your primary concern revolves around these machines. They feature a unique design of artificial intelligence capable of deep learning, which is absolutely terrifying by the way, enables them to track and hunt you. Although other raiders may pose a threat, the focus remains on the dangers presented by the Ark. As a raider, your goal is to scavenge the surface and survive in this desolate world. However, you must be cautious of the machines and other raiders who may prey on you. In summary, you'll establish your reputation in an underground settlement called Speranza by completing quests, enhancing your gear with treasures collected from the dangerous world above, and making it back alive. Each trip you take to the surface will balance risk and reward, and every decision you make will have consequences. At least, this would be the quickest and sufficient way to define the title at a first gaze. First of all, I must commend the work of art implemented in the aspects of optimization, because I want to remind you that this game is running on Unreal Engine 5, and if you are all familiar with Unreal Engine 5, it is known to run very poorly, impacting performance and empowering disappointment with recently released titles. Some information available and taking part within Server Slam, it has been evident to me that the game is meticulously optimized, while managing to maintain the inspiring look of the current design and the graphics, which is great news. Older generation PC builds that are possibly from 2016 are capable of taking part within this endearing experience of Arc Raiders. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the top side. And for those who are already capable of matching the recommended and higher computer speculation requirements, I bow my head to you. And I certainly hope you do enjoy and get excited from the visuals alone just as much as I do. Yes, I know what this looks like. I am indeed promoting the mere existence of my Discord community here. Feel free to skip to the next timeline, but I would certainly be happy if you heard me out. I do have a Discord community made with what little of knowledge there is way back. While it may lack activity, I am certainly tired of gazing down at the end of my whiskey bottle, contemplating if I am due to enlist solo to the top side. And guess what? If you are also self-deprecating solo player looking for a group or just a surge of wave of activity in your life, come say hi. Help me make it a safe place in there. You can find a link in the description. And no, you don't have to be self-deprecating. It's not a requirement. Enough with my shameless Discord plug attempt, and thank you for your patience if you heard me out through it. All that aside, here's a question for you. Did you take part in Arc Raiders Server Slam? And how was your experience? Feel free and be sure to let me know in the comments section, as I am eager to hear your opinions and discuss them with you. But here is my personal opinion and thoughts that I personally expect and hope for, also addressing my complaints. When Arc Raiders was first introduced itself to my followed games list back in 2021, it was initially developed with the concept of it being a looter shooter. However, in 2023, the game direction shifted towards becoming an extraction shooter. And as a PvE gamer, this was devastating news to me because, well, I am known to be very inspiringly toxic in such games. And I found my peace in life within cooperation-focused PvE games. But with a very strong biased opinion towards how I feel with the PvP games and alike, it have changed as soon as I have taken an opportunity to step onto the top side. The first thing you notice is the silence. Not an absence, but tension. As you step onto the surface, the wind hums softly through the wreckage, and distant machines grind against each other like ancient gods stirring. Then, faintly, a melody begins to emerge. Since that sound both nostalgic and alien, it's as if Vangelis encountered a world that has stopped believing in tomorrow. Each time I have enlisted my raiders to the top side, it always felt like a mini adventure, akin to a cinematic experience for each raider I have enlisted, almost with their own unintentionally crafted story. What a way to encourage character customization, Embark. Well done. Now I am addicted to drawing raiders I played as into my sketchbook, and no, I will not share my art because I suck at it. I've stepped onto the surface either alone or with some of my most trusted friends to gather resources, fend off machine threats, and strive to maintain my peace against other raiders I have come across, and maybe, just maybe, make it back alive during all that. The world is a scrapyard illuminated by golden light. Debris floats through the air, thick with static, while the music, a blend of melancholy, synth and marching beat, ties everything together. The gunplay was surprisingly tactile. There's noticeable kick and weight, along with the satisfying rhythm of recoil and reloading. The handcrafted weapons look as though they were made from scraps and metals collected from various sources, and you can sense their fragility during use. The game's unrealistic setting is crafted to make everything logically coherent, creating an experience where actions feel realistic. The way bodies, whether human or mechanical, fall is grounded in believable physics. Throwables bounce and react to the environment in ways that match real-world expectations. For instance, when I shot an arc, the machine tumbled in a manner that you would reasonably anticipate, given that their stability relies on critical components even as they desperately attempt to neutralize you after putting them into such condition. It is all intentionally tuned to make the chaos around you and the chaos you create look choreographed. Your actions have consequences, and it shows. When the systems align, a squad coordinating under fire, looting under pressure, and a machine sentinel crashing through the trees, Arc Raiders becomes electric. It channels the adrenaline you only experience when survival and spectacle overlap. Of course, not every work of art is perfect, and I have few complaints to address. There were lots of crashes during my playthroughs, and obviously this was the goal of the server slam, to test the stability of the servers, performance of the game, and how it all played out. Occasionally, an impressive gameplay moment is ruined when a zipline glitches and sends you into oblivion. There are times when server lag pulls you out of immersion, and on some occasions it crashes the entire game. Fortunately for us, the developers have gathered the key takeaways and will be sorting out the issues at full release. Here's an afterthought that came to me. Sometimes it felt like Arc Raiders struggled with its identity. You can clearly sense the shift in the direction of the game from looter shooter to extraction shooter as it pulls you in two different ways. It encourages you to bond with your squad and other raiders you encounter, standing together against the threats of the surface. After all, the loot you collect is almost too easy to obtain without the need to fight others for it. There simply isn't any reason to attack someone, especially if they are people who shares your background. You are always faced with the opportunity to distrust everyone you meet. Betrayal can happen at any moment, often driven by the desire to seize the items you possess. Items that every raider could easily come across and bring it back to the same place you came out of. The risk-reward structure adds intensity to the game, but not everyone wants every session to feel like gambling. Yes, there are lots of opportunities to bond with other raiders you come across within a raid, as the game does provide elements to promote that working together is more valuable and remind that the main threat are the machines that roam the land. But I encountered so much greed and desire to kill from other raiders, and I can't help but be upset at the fact that those were my main encounters with other raiders. No negotiations, just how to kill. And that was my main falling point out of the game, and that's okay. Not every piece of art has to align with your feelings and interests. I can confidently say that it doesn't match my initial expectations either. However, I still had a great deal of fun, and do commend the game for not invoking any form of toxicity whenever I fall victim either to an arc or a raider. Because even at failure, there is beauty, and it conveys that very well. I invested in the deluxe edition. You have to give respect to a game that knows what it aims to achieve. It has direction, passion, and the ability to generate excitement around its release, even if it isn't in a direction that interests me personally. It's not about chasing trends, it's more about blending them into something that feels human. Considering that Embark is led by a group of individuals whose ambitions and creativity were once confined within the restrictive environment of corporate control, if the launch goes well, It could establish a distinct identity for itself. If not, it could end up being just another almost beautiful, courageous, yet only partially realized. Regardless, Arc Raiders seems like a worthwhile risk to follow. Even if it stumbles, it will do so striving for something greater. A reminder that survival, much like art, is messy, communal, and never guaranteed. I want to address the hate. I couldn't help but notice the misunderstanding surrounding the server slam test and the bias that has grown from few streamers' comments about the game. There have been instances where streamers criticize the game primarily due to their inability to accept defeat, not from other players but from artificial intelligence that often outperforms these streamers. It's understandable to feel frustrated, but encouraging your audience to hate the game simply because you do is frustrating in its own right. If the game doesn't resonate with you, it's perfectly fine to stop playing it. However, it's possible to appreciate the game's quality even if it doesn't align with your personal interests. In relation to the server slam experience, we were given less access and limited progression compared to previous beta tests. The primary goal of server slam, as the name suggests, is to test the server. This involves gathering feedback on how in-game elements feel for players, assessing the visual representation, and evaluating the effectiveness of optimization tweaks. Unfortunately, this has led to misunderstandings about the whole idea of the game, resulting in unnecessary concerns and complaints, as well as giving haters an opportunity to rise and wish for the game's failure. Come on, people, live a little. Worry less, you'd live longer. The developers have addressed the issue and clarified misunderstandings for those who follow news and information online. With that being said, I want to talk about the sound design and the soundtrack that we have been blessed by. If Arc Raiders is a tribute to human persistence, its sound design serves as the chorus. Every metallic groan, every crack of thunder, and every fading radio transmission evokes a sense of the planet remembering what it once was. The ambient mix is carefully, meticulously crafted. It's not designed to impress, rather it aims to create an eerie atmosphere. If you take a moment to listen closely, you'll catch tiny details. Static whispers in the storm, a loose cable rattling, or something moving just out of sight. The soundscape constantly serves as a reminder that this planet is alive in ways you'd rather it wasn't. During raids, particularly during extractions, the atmosphere can feel overwhelming. The sound of gunfire is accompanied by an ominous drone overhead, and the clicking of a gun reloading is sharply amplified. This combination intensifies your awareness of your vulnerability and creates a sense of unease rather than invincibility. Then there is the music, which blends retro-futurist synths with an industrial rhythm. Unlike the bombastic scores typical of most shooters, this music breathes. Tracks seamlessly fade in and out, aligning with your pulse, a soft percussive beat while scavenging, followed by a sharp mechanical crescendo when combat breaks out. The transitions are so smooth that you don't just hear the shift, you feel it as if your heartbeat's synchronizing with the action. Back in Speranza, the bass hums with a different tone. The echoes are filled with reverb, soft chatter, and a lo-fi warmth that creates a safe yet fleeting atmosphere. The music there isn't triumphant, it feels wary, as if it understands you'll soon be heading back to the surface once again. The sound direction carries a sense of purpose. It is crafted to tell a story without words, that survival here isn't heroic. It's rhythmic, mechanical, and strangely human. If most shooters sound like war, Arc Raiders sounds like the aftermath, and in that wreckage it finds something close to beauty. I want to clarify how the matchmaking is designed to be. Arc Raiders places a strong emphasis on squad sizes, prioritizing the creation of evenly matched teams during matchmaking. If you're a solo player, the game will try to pair you with other solo players to ensure you don't get overwhelmed by larger squads. When playing in a squad of 3, you will likely encounter other squads more frequently. It's important to note that the squads of 2 and 3 are grouped together, which could put you in a slight disadvantage when playing as duo. I also want to address that the Arc Raiders does not feature gear-based matchmaking. A rumor arose shortly before the game's launch suggesting that players with similar loot levels were matched together, but no, the developers quickly debunked this misinformation in a social media post. They said, quote, "While it is true that the team has previously evaluated loot gear-based system as well as other types of matchmaking principles, right now the focus is on maintaining the split between solos and squads to keep those groups on an even playing field whenever possible," end quote. And I'm most certain that they'll continue to monitor how things go after launch in an effort to keep the matches fair. I also want to talk about the information I gathered in regards to what is expected upon release. Now, I heard some rumors exist about a place called Stella Montes, but its exact nature and how to reach it remains a mystery. We are expected to see this place as a new map upon release. Exciting. Additionally, there is Codex, which serves as a growing repository of your raiders' accumulated knowledge about Ark, as well as the people and the places in Rust Belt. As you progress, you'll unlock more entries in this valuable resource, a great addition for people who are heavily invested in lores, stories, and roleplay to grow emotional investment and immersion towards the game. In the full game, players will have access to a feature called Projects. Once players reach level 20, they can undertake their first major project, the Expedition Project. Completing this project unlocks the option for a character reset. If a player chooses to reset their character, they can do so again after completing another project. Now, I won't go into too much detail with the Expedition Project. As I already have shared more than I intended with this video, all the information you're looking for will be linked in the description below. But to those who were able to take part within beta tests that were done previously, including the server slam, will be granted an exclusive cosmetic items and bundle. And if you have pre-ordered the game, whether it's Deluxe Edition or Standard Edition, here is a picture of what you are additionally getting. How exciting. I appreciate your attention, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my insights regarding the subject matter at hand. I trust that the information provided has offered a solid foundation and potentially heightened your enthusiasm for the impending release. If there is more information you're looking for, you may check the description for further information about Ark Raiders' official website. And like you, I eagerly anticipate engaging with Ark Raiders. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to our interactions on the top side. And hey, before you go, don't forget to give a like and subscribe for more content, yeah? Also, please join my Discord community. Have a good one.